Bonelab was one of the first games that ever introduced me to the avatar system in VR. I know a lot of people play VR chat, but there's something so incredibly impactful about scaling stats, how a strong character feels astronomically different than a fast character, than a tall character, than a short character, so on and so forth. This is by far one of the best aspects of this game. Not only being able to look the way you want, but also being able to feel the way you want. It is a magical thing, and something that over the last 2 years of modding Bonelab, I found some absolute diamonds in the rust as far as avatars are concerned. I'm sure I at least found one that you haven't seen before. And with the monumentous news that patch 4 is literally less than 1 month away, it's now or never to jump in and play with some of these amazing avatar mods, because we don't know if the modders are going to update them for patch 4.0 when it releases. So it's now or never, gang. Jump in and play with these, please. There's also the silver lining that these mod authors could possibly make these avatars even better, which is just crazy to think about going into possibly a more structured and better engine. Alas, we'll have to wait and see what the future holds. But I'll try to show you guys the avatars that I feel like haven't gotten enough love and that you might not have seen already, and then focus on the avatars that you probably have seen towards the end, just so we waste as little time as possible. So onward and upward, let's get into these avatars. Alright, we're going to start off with some of the most underrated avatars I've ever found. It boggles my mind why more people don't download these. They're cute, they're fun, they have an amazing aesthetic value, they're animated, they even have special unique effects that no other avatar has. I'm just baffled that not enough people know about this and use this, because it's so good. And all three of these avatars are made by one person named Cappy, who seemingly very much likes Honkai Impact, because all these avatars are from that game. Starting off with Honkai Impact's Vilvi. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'll probably butcher all these names. Sorry. Incredibly aesthetic, so good. If you're into the anime aesthetic, you're gonna love all Cappy's avatars. But just even beyond the whole anime thing, we're getting animated effects on this avatars with gears turning, and also the face looks properly done. The eyes stand out in a massive way, with a lot of like avatars looking soulless and dead behind the eyes. Whereas this one looks more like happy and joyous and not as like creepy as hell. Anyways. But where Cappy's avatars really just shine in an incredible way is how every single one of them does a unique thing outside of just looking aesthetic. This one in particular has a magic hat that you can actually grab and throw, and it will deploy a badass chain gun that you can walk up to. You have to like activate it by like sitting in a vehicle, and then you can just go on a tear. If by chance you don't know how to activate all these mods, I've covered usually them in videos. I'll link some of the videos in the a pinned comment, I guess. Again, you're aiming with your head though, so it's a little odd. It's kind of like you gotta find a sweet spot in a weird way. Anyways, but that's not it. You also have in your top hat a card that you can throw that sometimes it reaches escape velocity and you like behead someone, and other times it just like smacks them in the face like you hit them with a literal playing card. Just like what the fuck, dude? A little finicky in that one. But also another perk, just because why not have 3 fucking amazing abilities, you can actually activate a barrier shield, which unfortunately the gameplay that I have for you, it looks like just like a black shield, but it's just because the map I'm using is a little weird. More often than not, you'll be able to see right through the shield and enemies won't be able to shoot you, but you'll be able to shoot them. Word of caution, enemies can still run through the shield and hit you, so be careful.
All right, this one doesn't really gain much from the shotgun situation. In fact, my tiny little anime arms are kind of hard to hold something this big. Who needs that when you can just do one of these? And I found a problem. We're also pretty weak. That's the only other. Come on, reach. All right, fuck it. This one. Hold this. Nailed it.
Moving on to the next avatar, Elisa. Essentially, same premise, amazing as hell looking avatar, not soulless eyes, you're a cute elf thing, I love it. But if you aim below your wrist and you hit grab, you will summon a bow, and that bow can eviscerate people. I think it also has some punch through. Regardless, it is so good. You just have a makeshift bow that you can constantly use. If you hit the menu button, you can actually deploy a laser, so it's a little easier to shoot. But all in all, such a good avatar as well.
You also, again, whenever you see lasers, it shows you how fucking shaky your wrists are, and you just immediately think, am I okay? am I good? A little bit squishy, just a little bit squishy on the previous one. But hey, this one, thankfully we have range, which turns out makes you God. I want the help, please. Thank you so much. And this one is much better and also has, I believe, punch through. Maybe. But yeah, archery in VR feels clean as hell. Especially when it's all it's all anime girl-fied. God. Oh shit. It's not quite good to do. Thankfully, any shot, it basically deletes them. I changed avatars because damn it.
And last but not least, out of Cappy's avatars is Mobius. Essentially, oh my god, this avatar swaying for the fences, man. Not only does this avatar look really good, but you also have like a death claw, meaning anything you really grab with your right hand just kind of gets obliterated and stabbed like 10 times. It's so cool and so good, and a little, at times, extremely OP. Granted, it's also a little clunky. If you try to use guns, it kind of like fights you because you're basically like smacking a melee weapon into a gun, which kind of has some weird conflicting clipping thing. But all in all, pretty fine, especially if you just use this as like a melee brawler. We'll get to that in a little minute. But she also has a very cool briefcase that she can summon, and then you can just sit on, and then you can like putt around. Again, if you want like a deep dive into how to use all of these effects, I would highly suggest I'll pin a comment, I guess, and you guys can watch that video if you want. The details of how to make it work and stuff like that. But I will say it was really hard to drive with that system because it's basically like head tracked. The last thing I feel like I have to say is the one thing that's holding Cappy's avatars back is that they don't scale up their intrinsic stats. So things like movement speed, strength, jump height, things like that, to just like tuning your avatar to be like really basically a superhuman isn't present. So with this character specifically, I find it's a little tricky because when you're running at an enemy to go like melee hit them, you'll just get shot 7 times in the head and die. So it's like I don't even get the opportunity to use my claw. So yeah.
But the movement is hellish. It's really hard to basically keep your head straight in this nightmare hell, and it just doesn't really want to work with you really easily. It throws you around. All right, we're getting out of the throw up. Not a lot of health still, but it's fine because it's just you're a menace. And as long as I grab them, I can kill. Come here. Oh shit. Jesus Christ. Where's the skeleton? Grab. There. Just like that. So good. Oh no. Come here. Got it. I keep hanging on by a thread. There. As long as I keep grabbing heads, I can. Come here. Die. There. What if I can just shiv them? Just like a shiv. Like a little boxer. No. Shit, he fell. I can't grab him. Damn it. I smoked my hand too.
But other than that, Cappy's mods are just like a must download, especially if you happen to like the anime aesthetic, which I feel like a lot of Bonelab people do. But if you happen to like a more of a badass, masculine, fucking rip and tear, Doomslayer-esque vibe, have I got a mod creator for you, which has only recently been starting to get his credit that he deserves, okay? Because he made a Fallout power armor thing. But anyways, I found this mod author a while back, and oh my god, his work stood out so much. Not only does he specialize in making like tuned up, really powerful, really good feeling avatars as far as it is to play, and for some people who happen to be playing on PC VR, he also makes 8K texture avatars, which are beautiful beyond belief. And he also has one other thing that he does a lot, which is put holsters on the outer thighs, essentially, so you have 2 gun extra holsters, which is pretty rad, as well as you can actually put any type of gun in there. You don't have to only put pistols, which is awesome. You can put a whole ass AK in there or something crazy, which I feel like works out so well with some of the armor that he makes. But first and foremost, let's show off the Marine armor, and then we'll show off the Crisis armor, and oh my god, both of these look sick and function too well.
All right, you know what? We need some vengeance. Again, all of his avatars are usually tuned up to be really strong. And also having a decent amount of health. Yep. To where you're pretty good. And I think even if you did something like this, you're still good. We don't have any claw, but who needs it? And also, yeah, we have a big jump. We're also a little bit, well, sometimes the big jump doesn't actually help you. Get up there. Oh, so clean. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. It's on my face. Oh, fuck. I got fighting with my body. Yeah, also, because we have enough strength, we can basically aim with one hand. Yes, sprint. This is the ultimate combo. Look at how crazy our hands look. And the detail within the face. Absolutely crazy. The visor, the everything. And just a big boy. And when it comes to Crisis, well, our strength is pretty juiced. If I can only, I don't want to punch anything in my fucking room. I believe we can be, in some ways, just a battering ram. That's the most power I've felt in an avatar, except with one exception. There's one. Also, I do think we can literally just grab like that, spin around, well, until the body breaks. But then we can just grab him by the legs and spin like this. We can also just grab a null and just crash him into the corner like that. But those ones don't go down quite so easy. And beat another motherfucker with another. And yeah, only now are we starting to finally get a little weak. And of course, Crisis is known for, well, being able to be really good with guns. That has no bullets, that Desert Eagle, man, damn. Yeah, we can also just throw these guys up in the air, play catch with them. Crisis is a little crazy. I love this mod so much. And gang, we have these really cute little like anime ones that we don't recognize from any place, but also there's ones like this which look fantastic. God, my dome is massive. Anyways, yes, but we're basically a tiny little short king. If you need any sort of like tiny like vent stuff where you're crawling through a vent, it's actually pretty good. My arms are pretty useless, if I'm honest. Our head is so big that I guess the monitor had to put it so much forward that our arms are basically like nothing. So outside of climbing in vents, rough. But if you want to climb an event, little Sackboy Man, you know, from Little Big Planet, we love it, all that. Mwah. Man, my fucking arms can't even, how do I scratch my eyes? Do I just like fucking try to flop on the ground and like, oh, it's so cute, my little fucking little Sackboy legs. Good, little man. Still seems my head's really fucking the thing that's fighting me with this. Okay. And made it. I didn't even know this place existed, actually. Wow. I've been playing this game for a long time. That's wild. Jesus Christ.
Alright, finally we are moving on to some of the most value stacked as hell avatars must download, must equip, because they are just tuned like absolute gods. I cannot stress enough how I beg you, I beg you with everything that I have, play these avatars. This is the coolest feeling you will ever have in VR. It's so interesting the things you can do, and almost all of these stack value like you would not believe. As well as I have one that you probably haven't seen before, or at least I didn't. It's a little buggy. That one's a little buggy, but we'll get to that next, after this one. First and foremost, we have the Doomslayer, and I'm sorry, I didn't remember to toggle his head on, so he's just decapitated. There's a head, you just have to toggle on. Anyway, Hunter and Slim nailed this so perfectly. I can't even describe to you. It not only does this mod come with an avatar that's absolutely juiced to the gills, feeling like an unstoppable truck, but you also have two deployable blades that feels like infinitely better than any other like deployable assassin creed. Yeah, anyway, it works too well. It works so well. It's crazy. And the mod comes with just a smorgasbord of weapons that are iconic to the Doomslayer himself. A lot of them having unlimited ammo, and oh my god, it feels so good. I cannot describe how, again, you feel like the guy. The guy that is an unstoppable apocalypse, aka the Doom guy. If you want to see some of the guns, I also made another video about that. I'm not trying to push that. I'm sorry, I don't want this video to be like 30 minutes because I think people will be intimidated. So we're just trucking along.
Alright, how to use the Doomslayer is pretty simple. You just grab these, and you have these retractable blades. Look absolutely fantastic. This model has both of them, so you can literally yoink them. I will warn you, a little goofy sometimes. I'll show you what I mean. Well, these ones probably won't be too much problem because they kind of combust, but you kind of see they get sticky. sometimes. You need to stab, and then until you pull it out, there's no damage being done. So if you just leave a blade in someone, it's in there forever. So you need to kind of jostle around a little bit of these. These people work much better. Oh, what the? Okay, well that works too. Like that. Oh, like that. And of course, we're still Doom guys, so we hit like an absolute truck, and we have unrelenting strength. This ain't nothing. I just bashed my hand on my desk. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to feel our pain. We're just going to kind of move on. Heart of the Performer, and I talk about it. This is one of the most overpowered and fantastic avatars out right now. It's absolutely brilliant and amazing. Again, the tuning is what gets me, like how strong you feel and how like you are just a walking apocalypse. And even things like this that should be relatively heavy, we can pick up and make it pretty light with our strength. But it doesn't glitch ever too much. It's like perfectly tuned rather than just being kind of generically strong. And again, this just never gets old. And I do believe I almost missed something, gang. Sorry. We also have that, and we can go boonk. If you thought it wasn't a little bit spicy, boy, were you wrong.
We don't have time. We don't have enough time at all. This one, Ford Skeleton, download it. It's just the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. I don't have that many like purely aesthetic avatars here, but this one totally wins. It is by far the coolest. So good and looks great. And yes. Bye.
And we have other anime ones that we don't also recognize from anything.
The next avatar surprised me. I kind of took a swing at this one and just thought, I'll play with this one when I'm making this video and see how it is. This is the Titan 2 Super Avatar. First and foremost, everything here looks beautiful. Like the aesthetic value of the Titan's like big ass, like clunky armor is awesome, and the hands look great, the whole 9 yards. Also gave us the ability of Destiny Supers. I recently been getting back into Destiny. I'm having a lot of fun. But essentially how these work is after you give it some time of walking around this avatar, you'll have this kind of glowing orb to your right. Depending on the avatar that you've chosen, it could either be one of the 3 supers that you have access to. You can pick up a hammer, chuck that shit, break people apart. This will kill you. I'll be honest, if there's anything that needs to be tuned, that hammer has like a nuclear AoE. It's gonna kill you a million miles away. You also have a barrier shield as well as a Titan shield, which is so sick. If you don't know Destiny, those are both crazy good things. One thing, I never really got how the stasis one worked. I'm sorry. I apologize. I should have probably done more research into what that exactly does. But one thing I wanted to point out though, unlike the Doom one and then the one that we're about to talk about next, this one is a little clunky. It's kind of swinging for the fences, so I give the modder some grace. But it is a little clunky sometimes. It doesn't deploy right. I also noticed that sometimes my left arm just wouldn't grab things. Like I had to reset the level because it wouldn't let me pick up stuff. But again, that's not what this video is about. This video is about you just getting in there, playing with these avatars, ripping and tearing until it's done.
I feel like Titan should be taller than this. By the way, I'm just like blown away at the hands working so well. Like honestly, it might be some of the best hands I've ever seen. I know it's a weird statement to say, but if you don't know anything about Bonelab avatars, it's rough out here. Anyways, but if we just run around a little bit, maybe we should grab some sort of weapon. If we run around a little bit, eventually, a little thing over there will pop up and we'll be able to do some cool Titan things. But you know, Titans also just beings of pure violence. Not really, more like protection, but hold this. There it is. Grab. There it is, baby. Alright, we have to do stuff like this. Boom! There it is. And then we could turn it off. Can I like cut people in half? Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, sir. Sir, please. No. Please. Jesus Christ, why are you alive still? There we go, fucking yuck. Anyways, the Titan shield does look pretty fantastic. This is an incredible mod. I almost wish I would have dedicated an entire video to it. I might. We might just, pop off. But this is one of 3 Titans, so let's move on to the next one. Wait again for our ult to charge, and or just for enough time to pass, and then we'll use cool things. Hey, bud, hold the wall, please, I guess. Or taste the wall would probably be more clever. Listen, guys, Titans aren't known for, like, their speedy comebacks and their shacks and all. Yeah, no, we're also not as strong as I don't think we was necessarily lore friendly should be. Maybe we're pretty juiced, actually. Is it here yet? Nope. Is it here yet? Nope. Okay. Hey, sir, just let me do the most Titan thing ever. There we go. Hey, bud, I'm just gonna grab that leg. There it is. Okay, here's our moment. This is probably the coolest one, if I'm honest. Yeah. Look at that. Stasis. I'm playing it right now, but you think I would know. Does this just work? No. I didn't know how to... is it this? I know it's like stasis. Oh my god. Holy shit, that's so legit. As a person who's playing Destiny 2 again, that's awesome. How did I do that? Shit. Well, you can find out how to do that better than me in the description down below. But let's look at the next one because it will take you to the link of the actual mod itself and show off what you can do with it. All right, so you can pop off. How strong are we? I think we're bog standard. We're a little bit more beefy than normal. No, we have to get leverage in order to actually make this happen. Come on, we're a Titan. Actually, that's pretty impressive as far as like being just kind of a superhuman, but that feels like it actually is balanced almost accurately. Please, sir. Do. Titan things. Beating people up with a trash can. In the young, there it is. Thank you so much. All right, let's hope this one is very. Oh God. All right, I have it. Can I just hit people with it? Yes, it just works as a good bog standard. Oh my God, it works so good. Works so good. We can also do stuff like this. Okay. Also, can we stab with it? Yes. I think it's just. No, we can definitely stab with that. It's much better than just no bog standard. Go. Oh, it can kill me as well, I see. All right, let's try to throw this with some actual skill. Don't my fucking kill me again. Oh, no. All right, this one I literally had to go back and film because I forgot I didn't film it. This is just a real cool avatar. A lot of Bonelab is made by the multiplayer mode. So if you want to have a goofy fun time with your friends, there is actually a Gang Beast avatar pack that just comes with a bunch of Gang Beast characters. If you want to do anything like a death match, you're all big enough to where your aim doesn't have to be fucking pinpoint to do some damage, as well as you can grab your friend and huck him into the oblivion. Gang Beast avatar pack, I just put in here because I feel like it's just good bog standard, fuck with your friends, be silly kind of thing. Boom. And I would be remiss to not mention the absolute brilliance of this mod author that I've seen in the Bonelab community for so long, just constantly deliver. Happens to be a big fan of Fortnite, I would assume, or either that or gets commissions. I'm not sure how it works, but regardless, there is a lot of the Fortnite avatars to choose from. This is one, but the person goes above and beyond and gives you like variants of the skin pigment one you want. If you want a weird Deadpool homage, that's cute as hell. There's also this one, America, but there's so much more. I only had time to get a couple. Oh, is there actually a face? Oh my God, there's a face in there. Holy shit. What the hell is in that? I can't show you guys the other one. It broke. But hey, this is a bad time to mention this, but basically in the description down below, there will be basically a list of all of the mods that we talked about, as there always is. But above that, in like brackets, are going to be 3 links, are basically profiles of modders who have basically done the max due diligence when it comes to modding. As far as the hands working really well, them being fitted, some of them go above and beyond to give you strength scaling, like this one, which is pretty damn good, and so on and so forth. Characters basically scaling you up, so you get a lot of bang for your buck. And if you see any of them uploaded by them, it tends to be really high quality with the movement. A lot of them use the soft body. This one doesn't because it's a fucking mascot, essentially. Just throwing this some out here. We talked about there's being a laundry list of a bunch of avatars. There are a couple that I would just warn you, be careful with the not safe for work or harder content in them. There's a lot of yes. I said, dude, there was like a fucking Pokemon with gigantic, but also, like, I think it was a female Pokemon, I guess. And then also, and it had physics, and it wasn't even like a HUD, it was like an animal. Anyways, be careful out there, gang. Live your life. And this one you probably have seen before because it's just exploded because of how incredible it is. Also made by Hunter. Hunter just needs to be stopped. The man needs to relax. Okay. Or not. Please, 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 update these, please. Hunter. This avatar is the Alex Mercer one, and it doesn't have like, it looks good in a different way. Let me just say that. The face looks a little cartoonish and a little bit hollow, but that's kind of the point with Alex Mercer kind of being a numb person. But what it comes through with in a wave is how sick the like bio venom
kind of like tentacle nonsense essentially shows itself to be. It looks so sick and so good. This avatar is by far the most bang for your buck as far as abilities are concerned. It's hard for me even to kind of talk about all of them. You can essentially deploy like tar-like squid skin all over your body. If you play Prototype, you know what the hell is going on. You can also deploy a ton of weapons on each side of your hand, morphing your hand into a blade, a spiky claw grip, a blunt fist, and a shield. And then then a knife, the classic Prototype knife. And you can do that on both sides. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can just turn it off and you have good, fantastic scaled hands. I don't know if the avatar is particularly strong, however. I don't think he's tuned in that way necessarily. I think he's a little bit stronger, but not too much stronger. But like I said, this is a must download, a must equip, just in case you ever need a lot of strength. And if I'm honest, Alex Mercer might beat Doom, unfortunately. I don't know if I like that, but just with how things are right now, yeah.
Short lad, not quite as tall, but as far as edgelord extraordinaire, we are in fact almost a god in a really cool way, especially if we armor up like so and completely armor up, so even our heads covered, we're basically a little bit of a cheeky cunt. And also, we are just our normal fists. Bog standard fists work great, get the right angle, and we just run with a little bit of speed. Yeah, see? Plenty of strength. Plenty of strength. That was never really our forte. This was much more it. Fist, like that. And drive-by, stealth. You know, when you scream stealth, it actually it makes all the more stealthy. I don't know if you knew that. You can still kind of grab stuff, but it's a lot to manage. And let's not forget the iconic blade itself. Boom. So good. And a little zippy. Yeah. Whoop. Sorry about that, bud. Prototype. Blood. DNA. Cancer.
Okay, so we talked about a lot of avatars, a lot of them just extreme. Like if you haven't been paying attention to Bonelab, oh my god, has the avatar thing just exploded as far as the depth of quality that we've gotten on the modding scene since launch. It's unfathomable. Also, honorary mention of Adam Savage, who kind of detonated all this. Anyways, I'll link that mod in the description down below. I don't know if we have time to talk about it, but the God King avatar of all avatars, one that I find, I you know how I talk about how like these are like permanent stays within your loadout of your like little orbs? This one might be the permanent forever. And it's the one by far I hope the most gets updated because I just need it in forever. This is the God King, Demon Slayer, Giga of all Giga Trauma Avatar. It's funny because the mod isn't even called that. The mod is called the Trauma Melee Pack, in which the avatar is the most juiced, the best tuned I've ever played in all of Bonelab. It's so well tuned. He's so like the maximum amount of strength you can possibly have without the game and world folding in on itself. But also the avatar, his whole body is a weapon. You touch your arm, you deploy a giant Giga knife. You touch your chest, you deploy a giant hammer. You touch your face, you deploy a chainsaw that works like too well. You deploy a shield. You deploy a 1,000 other weapons. You have a scythe. You have little tiny daggers on your feet. There's so many things that this avatar enables. It is crazy. Outside of just being some of the craziest stat scaling you will ever experience in Bonelab, it is a must download, not only for its absurd strength, but just always having so many weapons on hand for you to have fun with. It is insane. The value and like the idea behind just layering a shit ton of weapons within a body and you just always having them and not having to fiddle through like menus just to try to find the one thing that you want when you've downloaded like 1,000 mods. You're like, killed. How do I find this one fucking weapon that I want to find? I favorited it, but now my favorites are fucking huge. Where do I find in the sea of favorites? It's all tiled differently too. It would just be cool if it was the mod name and then everything else. Anyway.
All right. So all of these have been quite special, right? Pretty fantastic, very juiced, very cool side abilities, I would agree. But there is one king of all kings, god of men, destroyer of the end, and that is the terror mod. I turn around and there's just a man looking at me. But that has to be the absolute astonishingly violent and extremely juiced terror mod, which is just this big-ass avatar that is as crazy as you think. I can't explain all of the things this avatar does, but believe me, when I said it's just wild. The tuning on this avatar is the best I've ever seen, and it's just so strong. It's like the most strong avatar ever, and it's perfectly tuned. Sometimes when you make an avatar strong, it breaks it, basically. So like when you go to grab stuff, it fights you, stuff like that. But the fact that we can pick ourselves up all the time, we can pick up something as heavy as this with almost one hand. Well, sometimes. There we go, one hand, easy breezy, and chuck it down on someone like that. And that's not even where at the end of it. We can actually activate this and activate weapons. So we have like 7 nodes. Like now every one of those avatars, as amazing as they were, had like 1 node. This one has like 7 nodes on his body that all give you an amazingly violent and a brutal weapon that just does so much damage. If there was any mod I could get you guys to play with, it's play this one. This is what I mean by like the feeling of growth and strength within Bonelab, and the feeling that you can get in VR. And imagine if you could earn this. It'd be so good. This is one of 1,000 weapons. Let's see if I can get the rest. That is a big ass bonkai. I'm not sure if I'm saying anything right. These are cool little throwable daggers. He recently patched this, and it's different, and I don't know how to feel about it. That's where the bonkai is. I think, God fucking kill me, I don't know where the rest are. You'll have to trust me, there's like 3 other ones. Okay, and we'll probably be reviewing this mod very soon again, because the Mad Lad added a bunch of new shit, like a hammer, a frying pan and shit. Wild. I'm still looking out for the Zulu spear, which I may never get because it's such a niche weapon. But I love it. It's like basically a sword spear. I love it.
This, to me, at least right now, has the crown, which is funny because the avatar literally has a crown on. Frankly enough, all of these avatars we've talked about are brilliant, like brilliant. We don't deserve the incredible mod authors who have went out of their way to actually design something so cool that I can't really find in any other VR game, as far as that feeling of the stats and the physics in the world, like kind of playing into those stats and how meaningful they feel. But all in all, thank you so much to all of the mod authors, and I hope dearly that they can find just a sliver of time to actually update these mods. And it's probably a bad way to phrase it. It's probably gonna take so long to update these mods. Here's hoping they can endure and make these mods updated in 4.0 so that we actually can play with them even more, because oh my god, they're so good. So good.
Also, can I pull this off, you think? Come on, Terra Mod, don't let me down. You're my fave for a reason. I just need to hook my fingies. Yes! All the way around. Hook. There it is, baby. I knew you wouldn't let me down, Terra Mod. Gentle. Come on. Yes! We did it. We're in, baby. I have faith. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, okay, I grabbed it finally. Okay, good. Can I just King Kong up this thing? I can. Alright, good. Never mind. Terra Mod still reigns supreme. Like, favorite, subscribe, maybe. Not my favorite. What the f wrong with you? Maybe actually, if you want to come back, that actually makes sense. If you wanted to come back to this video because you're like, I don't know when I'm gonna play Bonelab, but when I do, anyways, watch one of these videos. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Who knows? Love you. Also, please support the mod authors. I'm nothing. They're the best. Love you. Mwah.